What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right, let me go ahead and get things set up, guys. It's been a minute, so I have to get back into the swing of things. All right, so let's see. Let me make sure the Facebook crew is set up and good to go over here. Man, I've been running, guys. I don't know if any of you got a chance to take a look at the on the water live streams. I've been doing a few of those. Just getting some things set up. So I have kind of a surprise that'll be set up, that'll be coming out for you guys. All right, hold on just a second. Let's see. And as usual, as you come into the chat, please drop a 1 in there for me. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Make sure everything is looking good, sounding good, and we can go ahead and get right into it. All right, so yeah, I see we're getting things started right away. Shout out to Cajun Rob Fishing. Oh yeah, shout out to the Patreon members out there supporting the channel. Really appreciate that. And you know, I have a little something set up for the members, for the money team also. So those live streams that I was just mentioning from being out there on the water, those have been set up and put in the member section. So the members of the Patreon, members of the money team, you guys will have access to those after they're put out. But whenever I'm out there live on the water, everybody can tune in and watch those. And basically what I've been doing is getting out there, I don't know, maybe around 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock sometimes, guys. I'm out there feeling the heat. I know everybody is feeling that heat out there. So yeah, I'm getting out there kind of in the middle of the day, and I'll stay out there maybe like 2 or 3 hours and just kind of go over some electronics things with you guys, show you different baits, different techniques. And I'm mainly right now, I'm just focusing on offshore fishing and just kind of letting you guys see the fish behavior that you hear a lot of people discussing when it comes to using your live imaging and things like that. So, you know, I mean, it's tough catching them in the middle of the day like that, guys. But more so for me, it is getting out there and watching and learning that fish behavior, seeing what baits during that time of the day when it gets tough, what you can still do to get those fish to react and come up and hit those baits. All right, so let's see who we have checking in. So shout out to Cajun Rob. All right, and we have Ivy Moore, member of the money team. Oh yeah, I have members of the money team supporting the channel out there. Really appreciate you tuning in. And he was out there watching the live stream a little earlier whenever I was out there on the water. So really appreciate that. All right, and we have Terrence Buchanan checking in. What is going on? Glad to see you checking into the live stream. So guys, we're going to keep it kind of short and sweet and get into the meat of the live stream. And basically what we're going to do is, you know, I'm just kind of getting it back into the swing of things, just getting familiarizing myself with everything. Because if you don't know, I've been out of the loop for maybe about 3 weeks, guys. So I'm just getting everything back together, getting everything back running. Like I said, I'm just working on getting that live thing set up for you guys. So if you haven't checked those out, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way you will get the notification. And if you missed the live, remember that it'll be in the member section so you guys can come back and watch that. All right, so we have Texas 2A checking in. All right, sounds good. I like that name, Texas 2A. All right, I got you. All right, says, what's up, money? What's going on? Really appreciate you checking in. And gotta give a big shout out to Joe Winkler. All right, he says, I am in. Yeah, he's been out there getting active while I'm out there on the water live also. So he was out there whenever I lost a kind of a semi-expensive piece of equipment off of my boat, guys. My foot pedal for the TargetLock flew off the boat, and it was kind of ugly. It was ugly. So I think maybe 2 days I was out there. I had to use the menu on the graph because I did not have that foot pedal to control that TargetLock system. But it arrived yesterday, put it on there, and went straight back to work today. So really appreciate the assistance with that, guys. All right, and another shout out to Joseph, member of the money team, checking in. Glad to see you in the live stream tonight. All right. And then we have, let's see who is that? We have Ivy Moore says, well, let's get it. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. All right, so really appreciate everybody tuning into the live stream. And really what we will do, let's just let me just double check, make sure the Facebook crew is everything is looking all right on their end, because we do have a few Facebook people that'll stop in every now and then, guys. All right, so yeah, I see you guys are looking good over there on the Facebook side of things. And just let me check one more thing real quick, guys. All right, Joseph says, make it happen, Captain. Oh, yeah, I was out there trying to make it happen today, but it was tough. It was tough. So I don't know if you get who saw me get that one on there, and man, came off before I could get it to the boat to show it to you guys. But that's fishing. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right. Oh, and another thing that we did out there on the water, which to me was kind of interesting. I showed you guys what I was seeing on the screen. And I don't know if you guys you remember, but we used to do a how would you fish it segment in the studio whenever I was doing the live streams previously, where I would bring up some on the water footage. We would go through that and allow you guys to kind of get active in the chat and tell me what bait you would use, why you would use it, what water depth, water temp, how you're seeing the fish set up, why would you choose those baits? And it was pretty helpful to a lot of people, depending on what lake they were going to be fishing and things like that, just learning new techniques and getting exposed to new ideas on the water. But the thing that was kind of to me, that was it was kind of, I mean, I came up with it on the spur of the moment while I was out there. But what I did is I showed you guys what I was looking at on the screen while I was out there, and I let you guys choose the bait. I gave you some options on what you could pick, and then I would use that bait, and I would kind of tell you what I was thinking was going to happen right off the bat from throwing those baits out there. So actually, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get into one of the clips, and I will play that one first. And so basically, all this is just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm about to play. I'm out on the water. This is from today, earlier today, guys. I showed everybody that was watching the live stream at the time what I was seeing on that live imaging screen, and gave them some options on what would you do, what would you throw, and whatever had the most votes, that's what I would go ahead and throw. But before I threw it, I kind of had an idea of what would happen, so I gave them an idea of what I thought would happen, and then we went ahead and got to it. All right, so let me just find that real quick. I think I have it right here. All right, so just bear with me, guys. This is a live show. Oh, it's a live show, so give me a second. We put in a little work. Oh, and I can't forget this. Hold on just a second. So I always have to give respect where respect is due. So let's see. On the banner, whoever gives the highest super chat, super sticker, cash app to the channel during the live stream is the sponsor of the live stream. And if you take a look down at the bottom of the that banner that's scrolling across, you see Cerebral Tackle was the sponsor of the last in the studio live stream. But since then, we had somebody step up and sponsored one of the live streams on the water, and that was the lead attorney. So let me just go ahead and put some respect on his name and put him down here in this banner. Lead attorney. There we go. So the lead attorney, he hit the channel with a $20 what was it, $20 super chat. So now if you take a look at the bottom, special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, the lead attorney. So he sponsored the on the water live stream, but each week, as you guys know, I always transfer that over until the next live stream until someone else gives that super chat, super sticker, and then we will go ahead and announce them as the sponsor of the show. So that's kind of how we do over here, guys. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull up this this clip and just kind of share this with you guys. So to me, this is one of the things that we will start doing on the water live streams that I'll do. So maybe I'll do one or two of those per week. And like I said, everyone will be able to view them live. And then after the live is over, then those will be put in the member section. So the money team and the Patreon can get in there. And, if you guys have any questions or things like that, then you can always just follow up with me on those. All right, let's see. Joseph says, wifey says, I can't do it this week, but might be able to do it next week. All right. And so what he is referring to is with these live streams, the Patreon members and the members of the money team, the members of the channel, what I will start doing is whenever I'm out on the water, I will kind of give you guys a heads up of when I will be out on the water. And if you're going to be out there on the same day, then I can send the link over to you. And when you see me on the screen, you will also see that member of the money team or that member of the Patreon. They can be on the screen also. So we can, kind of talk a little trash and all that good stuff while we're out there on the water and have some fun with it. All right. And let's see. Slide Doggy TN checking in. Very, very strong supporter of the channel. Thank you for stopping through. He says subscribers got the lure wrong. Uh-oh. All right. So he was out there. I think he knows what I was talking about. All right. Then we have Texas Nuke checking in, says, what's up, big money? All right, so just bear with me, guys. Let me just drop this down and share my screen. All right, let's see. Let me just make sure I get the right link up here, guys. And I think this is it right here. All right, and remember, this is a clip from the live. So I'm not sure what the quality of the video is. So we'll see. But hopefully you guys will be able to get the idea of what we were doing out there. All right, so here we go, guys. Okay, so this is a clip from the live from earlier today. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this. And this is just to kind of give you guys an idea of what I am doing on those on the water lives. And be sure you subscribe so you get those notifications, because a lot of times I'm not really going to be able to announce it. Whenever I see that I have a 2 to 3 hour window, I'll drop that link on YouTube on the channel, and the subscribers, you guys will get that notification and you can go ahead and log in. But let's go ahead and take a look at this clip. All right, guys, this is what we're going to do. I am going to show you what I'm looking at on the screen. And I guess we could do a live, how would you fish it? I will let you guys pick the next bait that I throw, because I'm not quite getting these fish to come up yet. So I'm going to show you how they're set up, and then I'll let you determine whether I should throw a crankbait or a spy bait. Okay, so here we go. This is the setup. All right, can you guys see those fish? So these are the fish set up at about 50, suspended, about 15 feet of water over that cover right here. So if I throw a crankbait, I have one that will come down to about maybe about 5 feet above their heads, or I can cast that spy bait out here, let it drop down on this backside and bring it straight through those fish. Now, the problem with that is either one of those baits will pull those fish off of that cover. So should I throw a spy bait or a crankbait? That spy bait is going to be a slower presentation. That crankbait, I can kind of burn it through there a little bit faster and get a reaction strike. So what do you guys think? Spy bait or crankbait? Go ahead and drop it down in the chat, and then I'll take a look in just a minute and we'll go from there. So I'll keep throwing this top water for just a minute, and then I'll let you guys kind of get active in the chat and tell me what you're thinking. Spy bait or crankbait, guys? All right, and real quick, actually, I see some guys that have checked into the live stream that did not see the live. So what do you guys think? What would you pick, a spy bait or a crankbait? And I see some people in here throwing in their ideas already. So we have Ivy Moore. All right, look at him. He says, I think I would have threw a jerk bait, the Bill Lewis edition. Hey, I mean, that might have been a good choice right there. So I did not have a jerk bait on the deck with me at that time. So that's why I didn't really offer that as an option. But whenever we're out there, guys, like I said, it will be live. So if someone does mention that jerk bait, then I'll go ahead and tie it on and I'll throw it out there, and we can actually watch. I will show you how the fish react to that, and if it would have been an effective presentation for those fish. So I kind of like that one. Anybody else have any thoughts, any ideas? So yeah, I like that jerk bait. Let's see. Okay, I see a few other people hopping in here. Let's see. We have Joe Winkler says, I would do a hover rig. Oh, okay. Nice choice right there. I would do a hover rig with a 3.5-inch swim bait. Okay. All right. So that would have been a good one. But for now, this has already been recorded. This was from earlier today. So the choices were the crankbait or the spy bait. So let's see. Okay. So I see Cajun Rob. He says crank it. So that would be a vote for the crankbait. So what do you guys think? Based on what that video covers that I just showed you, would you guys pick a crankbait or a jerk bait? But I do like some of these other suggestions that are coming in. But like I said, when we are on the water doing the lives, it's going to be live and in action. So what you guys pick is what I will pick up and throw. And that's how we will start doing our How Would You Fish It segments. So I think that would definitely be some fun. And who knows, maybe I could do 2 or 3 different presentations on it. All right, so let me just make sure I didn't skip anybody. So we have Ivy Moore says, I think I would have thrown a jerk bait. All right, Joe Winkler says that hover rig. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get a hold of that. I haven't started fishing that yet. I just what I did is I got a setup for my jerk bait, and I kind of had to get that set up specifically how I needed it to be so I can make those long casts. And that footage that I just showed you, that live imaging system is set out to 95 feet. So those fish that you're seeing are anywhere from, I think it was 50 to 90 feet is the spread of all of those fish out there. So yeah, so I definitely want to have something that I can cast far. All right, so let's see. Joseph says, who needs a jerk bait when you got a hawk in the comments? Uh-oh, not the chicken hawk. I don't know if Chicken Hawk is going to step in during this live stream. But he was out there on the water during the live stream. He was in the chat. So I'm trying to get him out there on one of those lives, guys. So that's what I'm working on too. All right, then we have Cajun Rob. He threw in a vote for cranking it. All right, so we have a crankbait. All right, Joe Winkler says spy bait. Yes, okay, sir. All right, so we have a spy bait, a crankbait. What does Ivy say? My bad, crankbait. All right, so we have 2 crankbaits, only 1 spy bait. I mean, what's going on, guys? Where's the action at? Does anybody else have any anything they want to input on that? All right, so right now I guess it would have been the spy bait, but let's go ahead and what I'll do, I see a few more people have came into the live stream. So let me just pull that clip back up and I will just move it back just a few seconds to where you can actually see. Let me make sure I have the right clip here. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, so I just wanted to make sure I have the right clip, but I'm going to just pull it back just a little bit so you guys can see the footage that we're talking about for anybody that just came into the chat. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this back up and let's take a look. Problem with that is either one of those baits will pull those fish off of that cover. So should I throw a spy bait or a crankbait? That spy bait is going to be a slower presentation. That crankbait, I can kind of burn it through there a little bit faster and get a reaction strike. So what do you guys think? Spy bait or crankbait? Go ahead and drop it down in the chat. And then I'll take a look in just a minute and we'll go from there. So I'll keep throwing this top water for just a minute and then I'll let you guys kind of get active in the chat and tell me what you're thinking. Spy bait or crankbait, guys. So I just want to go ahead and put something out there that'll go down a little bit deeper to where the fish are at because I'm not getting them to come back up just yet. And really, I spent too much time in this one spot. But it's kind of hard to move whenever I'm seeing the fish and I'm able to keep showing you guys what I'm doing out here. But I know a lot of guys tune in to actually see, you know, some of these fish get brought to the boat. So I try to do a combination of both of those for you guys. All right, yeah, so they're not moving. I think their buddy went down there and told on me whenever I stuck him a little earlier. So he's down there with the sore mouth. All right, so let's look and see. So the choices were spy bait and crankbait. So let's see what you guys got. So Big Jim says 12-inch worm down in the, what is that? I got some sun glare out here, guys, so I'm trying to read it the best I can. All right, let me read these backwards. So Joseph says, big jig or big swim bait? All right, Big Jim says 12-inch worm. Oh, red bug, all right. All right, Mako Mills, I knew he was going to go with the spy bait. All right, we got another spy bait. We have Sly Doggy T in checking in, says that's some fast retrieval rate. Your hand is just a blur. Oh yeah, these herring out here are fast. You got to make them work. All right, then we have Joseph says super clean bottom, giving a great return. Oh yeah. All right, let's see. Big Jim says your Mega Live is looking good. Yeah, my live is looking good, but my screen is kind of dirty. I try to keep it clean for you. All right, so I saw some spy baits. I didn't see anybody say crankbait. All right, so let me go ahead and get this spy bait up here. And I would have actually taken that off. So let me. All right, there we go. Tie that on real quick. So as you can see, the spy bait has it. And let me just change the screen around. So what I'm doing right now is I did not have a spy bait tied on. I thought I had it tied on. So I'm just taking it real quick and let me just pause. Let me just show you guys. There we go. That is the spy bait that I'm going to tie on. I just wanted to get something with a little flash to it because it is in the middle of the day. I think it was probably around 11 o'clock or so whenever I'm out here at this time. And like I said, guys, this was from earlier today. So I'm getting that tied on because the vote was for a spy bait. And what I'm going to do is show you guys, and actually, let's just go ahead and listen to that audio.
Little something, something. So this second hour is going to be the fish catching hour. How about that? So we'll do it that way. All right. And, you know, this was kind of a neat little thing. You guys pick the spy bait. So that's what we'll put out here so you guys can see how that goes. All right, there we go. Got that spy bait on there. And they're still set up right where they need to be. Now, what I think is going to happen is that they're going to follow this spy bait and they're not going to hit it. Of course, that's not what I want to happen, but that's what I think. So the guys that said spy bait, who thinks that they're going to actually hit the spy bait? So we're sitting out here. You can see the fish. They're all the way from 50 to about 90 feet away. So I'm going to cast, make maybe like a 90, 95 foot cast and let this go down to about 15 feet or so. I don't think I made it. That was hit at 85 feet. So that spy bait hit at 85 feet. So I'm just going to let that drop down and the fish are already heading over to it. So there they go, guys. There's my bait. Those are the fish that are following that spy bait. So it's right there where I need it to be. Now let me bring it through there. Those fish are kind of active. So all we need is one that gets a little froggy. Go ahead and put his lip on it. Oh man, they're going up to it, guys. Let me get a little closer so you guys can see. And we're going straight to that bait fish. So there's bait fish right there. You can see the fish coming up looking at my spy bait. So they might hit it. They actually might hit it because I'm going right through some bait fish, guys. Look at all of that activity. Can you guys see that? Just hit a yes in the chat because I can't really tell if you guys can see it or not. All right, so that's what I was thinking was going to happen. They followed it back, but they would not hit it. So now let's see if I can get let's see where that cast land at. That may have went a little farther out. But yeah, so you saw those fish. There was some bait fish there, but no takers. So I'll pull through here one more time, and then we'll take off and head to another spot. We can get some fresh, some new eyes on it since these fish they pretty much know I'm already here. But maybe there's one down there that's, all right, they're going up to it again. He said, nope, going back home. All right, yeah, so no spy bait action, guys. And actually what I'll do is I'll go ahead and throw this crankbait out here real quick. So yeah, they followed it. They followed it out of there. That is what I was thinking would happen. All right, so now let's throw this. I think this is a 5XD crankbait. I could try a 6XD, but it seems like I get better results with these with the small.
All right, so there you have it, guys. So the vote was for the spy bait. I threw the spy bait, but I've been out there enough times to kind of know what these fish are going to do whenever I'm throwing these different baits out there. But I just wanted to show that to you guys. So whenever you get out there, you're kind of, I'm taking some of that guesswork out, but it's still always good to get out there and, figure some of this stuff out yourself. But that time on the water, it teaches you some things. So I kind of knew that once I threw that spy bait out there, that those fish were going to follow it back to the boat. And did you see the way that they were set up? Those fish were lined up all across the top, right above that. I think it was a brush pile or some type of cover out there, but those fish were right above that. What do you guys think about that? And I mean, the images and everything were coming in pretty clear. And from what I'm seeing now, you guys were able to, get a good idea of what I was seeing and why I was choosing the baits that I was choosing to throw out there. But let me hop back into the chat real quick. So yeah, so we had Joe Winkler. He had said the spy bait. Ivy Moore said the crankbait. All right, so yeah, so maybe if a few more you guys were out there a little earlier, then the results would have been a little different. Because yeah, that hover rig, that's a nice one, but I don't have that set up yet, so I definitely need to get that. All right, and special shout out to Darren Pearson. He says, "Good evening, everyone." Oh yeah, we were out there on the lake. I took Darren Pearson out on the lake and showed him some of these techniques live and in action. And actually, I have some footage from that, so I need to put that together and pull that up so I can show that maybe in one of the other live streams, or I might just drop it as a separate video. But more than likely, I'll do that in one of the live streams. All right, so we have Joseph checking in. He says, "Right, dude, I ain't messing with them. You say crank them, and I'm pulling out the old field phone to dial them up." All right. All right. Then he says DP style, turn and burn, baby. All right. And then we have Living Out Loud, the podcast checking in. Says, "Hey, MoneyBass and chat. I love this channel. I learned quite a bit." All right. So you learned a little bit about fishing. But I was okay. I see a question. Do you ever use worms? I was getting ready to say, I know you're out there using worms and live bait. We're out here using all this artificial stuff. So we do use worms. And actually, let me just look and see if I happen to have one just laying around. Hold on just a second. All right, so here we go. Who is this? This is Cabin Creek. So I do happen to have a worm. So let me just show you when we say worms, what we're talking about. I know it's different from what you mean when you say worms. So can you see that right there? So all of the things that we use are going to be artificial. So that is looks like it's a green pumpkin with blue and black flake in there. So that's a nice looking worm right there. So that is the type of worm that we use. They're all artificial. So all of our baits are going to be artificial. We don't use any actual live baits. So yes, we do use worms, but probably not what you were thinking. All right, so really appreciate that. Really appreciate you checking into the live stream. All right, so let's see who else we have in here. All right, so let's see. We have Joe Winkler. He says, "Pop the pole and stop in 2 quick cranks and repeat it over and over. Make that bait look scared." Hey, I mean, that's the thing. So you have to get out there and definitely change up those retrieves. So you guys were able to actually see my hand movement. Sometimes I'm moving fast, and that's what who was that earlier that said that? I think it was goodness, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said that my retrieve was very fast, so my hand was just a blur whenever I was retrieving the baits back. But yeah. All right, let's see. Hold on just a second. All right, so now the next step in this video clip was me deciding to go ahead and say, hey, so some of you guys did pick the crankbait. So that would go through there a lot faster, and you know, it digs down. So I'm able to burn that crankbait if I need to, and then I can slow it down depending on how those fish are reacting. But the thing that you want to keep in mind is those bait fish that those spotted bass are chasing, they're fast. So whenever you slow your bait down, sometimes it may not get the effect that you want, but you can pause it and then speed it back up again. You know what I mean? Because that shows that it just kind of, in my opinion, of course, we all have our own thought process of why we throw the bait that we use and why we do the retrieve that we use. But for me, whenever you pause that bait, that kind of, in my mind, I'm thinking like that is imitating that bait fish, noticing that bass behind it, and then it takes off again, trying to get away, and you're trying to spur that reaction bite. All right, so now I'm about to throw the crankbait, and I think I will actually zoom in on the live imaging screen again, so that way you would actually be able to see how those fish are reacting to that also. All right, so let me go ahead and play that.
Smaller size crankbait. Let's see if I got that where it needs to go. Oh yeah. Oh man, they came after that real fast. So that's what I was wanting. That is the reaction that I was wanting right there. So when I cast that down there, I'm pretty sure you guys weren't able to see it on the screen, but they came up with a vengeance. There they go. They're lined back up right there. Let me go ahead and just adjust my target lock a little bit. All right, here we go. Let me slow it down for them a little bit that time. I didn't get far enough out. Move in a little bit closer to them, guys. All right, there we go. That's a good cast. Now let's see if it will produce anything. Nope. And there it goes, running right across the bottom. I mean, not the bottom, but about 12 to 13 feet deep, right above their heads. And that is exactly what I needed to do. But yeah, these guys know I'm out here.
All right, guys. So that is enough of that clip right there. And basically, I just wanted to show you guys that because that was kind of a on the water live, how would you fish it segment. So, I mean, the thing about it is the more we do of those, of course, we're eventually gonna end up catching some of those fish based on whatever lure you guys vote that you want me to try out whenever I'm out there on the water. So I think that's going to be a fun part of it. And then the other thing that I wanted to show for some of you guys that may just be tuning in and aren't familiar with the live on the water live streams that I started doing, is how I set those up. So I'm going to share my screen, and I think this is going to be the very first one that I did. So I'm going to pull that up. And this one, when I first went out there, guys, it was nice. It was lovely. I got right into it. I showed you guys what I was targeting on the screen, the same way I just showed you that those fish and everything, that cover that they were relating to, and how they would react based on the bait that you throw out there to them. So the very first test run of the live stream, I mean, it went pretty good. So let me just share that real quick. All right, so we got that one. Let me just drop that. And let's see, which one is this? All right, just bear with me, guys. It's a live show, live and in action. So I'm kind of going through these clips and just making sure I pull up the right one. All right, so this one is Summer Bass Fishing Live. Join the chat. All right, here we go. All right, so now I'm going to share my screen again. And this was the beginning of the first on the water live stream that I did, guys. So like I said, it went pretty good. All right, let me add this to the stream. All right, just bear with me real quick. All right, so yeah, so this is just to kind of show you guys the format of how I intended it to be whenever I went out on the water. All right, so let me pull this up and let's take a look at it. And get active in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts, ideas, or anything like that about how we can make that better when I go out on the water. And again, for everybody that is just tuning in, I will be going out maybe about 2 or 3 times a week, and then we will, I'll be live. And anybody that is a member of the money team, the Patreon, if you guys are out there on the lake on your own boats, and you have a way to where you can maybe mount your phone or something like that, then I can pull you up on the screen and we can both be out there kind of doing a dual fishing show, something like that. So that's what I'm working on, guys. I'm doing that. And then another thing that I'm putting together that will be kind of exciting for everybody. All right, so let me just pull this up and let's take a look.
Thing that I'm doing is I am using my TargetLock. So I'm using this to lock on the fish that I'm targeting. And once again, for anybody that's just checking in, this is the area that we're going to be targeting, these fish out here. All right, so let's go ahead and hop to it. Just see if we can make something happen, guys. And periodically, I'll kind of show you guys what I'm seeing on the screen. That was not a good cast. So let me get that back away from those fish. And what I'm going to do is just move a little bit closer in, just starting out with something top water. And it's hot out here, guys. So we'll probably only be out here for maybe like 2 hours or something like that, and just see what I can make happen within that time frame. All right, and like I said, guys, get active in the chat. I want to be able to check the chat out every once in a while. All right, so here we go, guys. I'm watching these fish on that live imaging. They know that I'm out here. There they go. They're coming up. They're coming up. All right, there we go. Let's see if you guys can see that. All right, there we go. I got one. Got one just that quick, guys. All right, and that is a good fish. All right, don't know if I'll be able to keep him on, because what I'm doing for you guys is I'm live streaming, trying to keep the camera set up to where you can see it, and trying to catch these fish. So that was pretty good. That was the first cast, guys, since I've been out here. So were you guys able to actually see that? See that fish? All right, he's trying to pull a little bit of drag. All right, don't even have my net out. So like I said, I may not get this fish to the boat because I wasn't quite prepared. Looks like he has one hook in him. Ah, and this is a good fish, guys. He doesn't want to come. Ah, get over here. Oh my goodness. Hey, I mean, how much better can it get? I think we're what, 4 minutes into this live stream. First cast showed you guys what I was looking at on the on the live imaging. And this is a pretty nice fish, guys. Pretty nice fish. All right, here we go. All right. Let's see. So yeah, give me some comments, guys. I'm gonna get the weight on this fish. There we go. Look at the nice colors on that. You guys see that pretty good? All right, let me check the comments and see if you guys are helping me out in these comments. I'm out here putting on a show for you guys. Like I said, first cast, got up to the spot, showed you what I was doing on that live imaging. All right, so DP says, see if I can put that on the screen. There we go. DP says, can hear you good. I can see really good now. Show me how you catch some fish. All right, so straight to it. All right, we have a few guys in here. Make sure you guys are getting active in the comments. So we got out here, got straight to it. Like I said, we're just getting into this live stream. So if you guys are like this type of format right now, real quick, it is hot out here, guys. So I'm just gonna put this in the live well. I generally don't want to really keep them in the live well when it's hot like this, but I'm gonna try to catch maybe one more fish from this spot. So I don't want to put him back down there just yet. And actually, I know you guys are wanting to know, how big is that fish? Let's see who else we have in here. All right, we have a few people in the live stream. This was kind of an impromptu thing, guys. As you know, I generally do my live streams on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. I will be doing another live stream tonight. We'll set that for about 8 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I'll drop the link a little earlier. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so you can get the notifications. But let's see, let's go ahead and get this zeroed out. And let's see what this first fish is. First cast, guys. How about that? All right, let's see. All right, that's a decent one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's setting in at about 308. Let's see, 306, there we go. 308. Let me just lock this in on that number one position. And like I was telling you guys, I'm not gonna keep these fish in the live well that long. 308, lock that in. All right, there we go. That is fish number one. First cast. How about that? All right, so let me give him some water. So down here, guys, let me go ahead and close this live well off. Hit that. All
right, there we go, guys. So I just wanted to show you that clip. So that was the first on the water live stream when I first went out there, and I was kind of rushing. It was like a last minute thing. I think I had decided to do the live stream at maybe it could have been about 10 o'clock. And so I had to make the thumbnail, get the live stream set up, hitch the boat up, run out to the lake. And I believe I started at, I can't remember what time I started, but whatever time I started, I got up there, got set up and everything, found the fish just that quick. And as soon as I started the live stream, I was able to show you guys the fish that I was going to be targeting. I made that first cast that you saw. It wasn't really a good cast, so I wanted to hurry up and get that one away from the fish before it kind of repositioned those fish. Took that second cast, which I technically called it the first cast, but it was the second cast, and those fish came right up because they had not, that was the first cast. They weren't really, had been tampered with, I guess that's a good way to say it, as far as having someone else out there try to catch them or anything like that. So they were very active and they were ready to eat. And the other thing that I noticed from being out there today, so I was out there today, guys, and of course, if you have been paying attention to the news, it is a scorcher. It was heat. It was kind of toasty out there. It was hot. So yeah, going out in the middle of the day, the bite kind of dies. So that early morning or late evening, that is ideal. So if once I do start doing the lives on a regular basis for now, more than likely, I mean, I may try to squeeze some time and go out there and go live, maybe from 10 to 12 or something like that. But I definitely want to be off the water by 12. It would be nice if I could get out there a little earlier, but I have to do a few things in the morning time before I can head out. But if not, what I would like to do is go out there maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock. So I know a lot of you guys will be getting off work at that time. So maybe you can tune in then. We'll have a few more people that are watching it, because like I was explaining earlier, with these live streams, whenever it's live, everyone will be able to watch the on the water live streams while they are live. Then once I complete those, I will just put those over in the member section. So shout out to the money team. And actually, let me put this banner back down here so you guys can see this banner, and then I'll hop back into the comments real quick. But yeah, so I will make that available to the money team and also to the Patreon members, so you guys can go back and watch those on the water lives on the replay. I do put a lot of good information and details in there, guys, and you're actually able to see the different retrieves. I show you how those fish react to baits, all of that stuff. So if you're watching it during the live, the same way when you watch these live streams, you're able to get active in the chat, and the experience is a little bit better when you're able to watch it live. But the replays, that information will still be there for you to take a look at. All right, so let me hop back into the comments real quick and see what we have to what you guys had to say. All right, so we have Joseph, member of the money team. And if any of you guys are interested in becoming a member of the money team, which is basically the members of the channel, you have a few special perks that will come along with being a member of the money team, especially during the live streams. So you see that badge right next to his name, that kind of makes it stand out. So anytime sometimes when we do live stream, guys, we have a lot of people in the chat and we have comments that are moving. So those comments will kind of stand out a little bit more. And then just anytime there's special perks or anything that comes along as far as sponsorships, we've had some people come in with different lures and stuff that I've interviewed, and I will have them reach out to the members of the money team, or the money team members will reach out to that guest, and they will get lures and things like that they can go out on the water, use, and come back and give us reports on those. So some nice things coming along with that. And as you guys see now, they will have access to those on the water live streams after they have been uploaded. All right, so let's see what else do we have. So Joseph says, I think earlier I said drop a rattle trap or a swim bait down there. By the way, I stopped by and saw old Cliff Crochet this afternoon. He says hello to the money crew. All right, what's going on? Appreciate that. All right, Delta Bass says, good evening, gents. My chest is poked out. Had my PB5. Wait a minute. Hey guys, remember, this is where you can come. I mean, we use this as a brag board too, so you can come here and announce your winnings. I mean, we had C219 Troll. He was in here the last time, and he was cashing checks. So he, I think he had a 2.2 pound crappie was the big fish of the tournament, and he got first place, I think it was. So yeah, we have some people cashing some checks. So Delta Bass, shout out to you. Says, good evening, gents. My chest is poked out. Had my PB5. You gotta love that. He says that it was 18.67 pounds, only fourth place, but I'm still grinning. Oh yeah. When you get a bag like that, I mean, sometimes that's, like you said, that is your PB. So my PB for a 1-day bag, I think it was on Lake Gunnersville, 17.74. No, it wasn't Gunnersville, it was Lake Eufaula, 17.74. I had three 4-pounders in that bag. And that weekend, I think I caught, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I caught a total of like 40 something pounds with my best 5 on each one of those days. So that was a great weekend. But yeah, special shout out to you with that one. All right, so like I said, guys, each week we will get here, we'll share our experiences, our wins, our losses, all that good stuff. So yeah, so really appreciate you hopping in the chat and poking your chest out. All right, Ivy Moore says, what is your gear, 651 or 641? That one that you see me where I'm just reeling it real fast, that is actually a 5-gear ratio. No, I used to throw a crankbait on that, but now I use that for my swim baits. And with those swim baits, if you reel them too fast, they will kind of blow out and turn on their side. So I found that if I use that 5 gear ratio, for me, I'm able to kind of burn that whenever I need to, and it does not kind of blow it out. With that top water bait, I think that is actually a 7 gear ratio when I'm throwing my top water, when I'm making it walk the dog. So that one I can kind of keep the cadence wherever I want, if I want to speed it up. Because with those herring, those fish, those bait fish are moving real fast whenever those spotted bass are chasing it. So I want something wherever I need to, that I can get that bait moving pretty fast. So those are the two main um ones that I was paying attention to as far as the gear ratio. The spinning rods, I don't really pay too much attention as far as the spinning rod gear ratio, but it wouldn't hurt to have one that would be like a 7 or 8 gear ratio spinning reel. Yeah, I might, if they have something like that, I might get one or two of those. All right, then we have Joseph. He says, very nice. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We went out there on the water and got right into it. That day just played out perfect. As soon as I started the live stream, I showed you guys what I was targeting, showed you the bait that I was going to be using, tossed it out there, and had those fish come straight up. And I was able to angle the camera up to get that footage for you guys. So yeah, so good deal with that. And Joseph also says, I think that boat deck is way too clean. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I keep it clean, man. I can't have too many things in the way. I don't want to be stepping all over stuff and falling off the boat and everything. All right, then we have Living Out Loud says, oh man, flip that fish. What do you know about flipping? What do you know about flipping some fish? Oh yeah, but a lot of times I do flip those fish, but I didn't want to flip that one. That one was about what was it, a little over 3 pounds. So yeah, I had to take my time with that one. Didn't want to lose that one right at the boat, especially when I was just starting the live stream. All right, shout out to Chauncey Davis checking into the live stream. He was out there on the water live for a little bit. He says, nice catch, fam. Remember to hydrate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. High quality H2O. You have to keep that on the boat with you too when you're out there, because man, it does get hot and you do want to stay hydrated. All right, then we have Joseph says, don't forget to smash that like button. Really, really appreciate that. So yeah, guys, please make sure you hit the like button on the way in. It really does help the channel. And if you're watching this on the replay, please make sure you hit that like button. It really does help the channel. All right, then we have Kid Iraq stepping in. He says, money, help. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh, looks like somebody needs some help out there. What do we got? What do we got? He says, how do you get them on herring lakes when they won't come up? Tried everything today. It seemed. Oh, and it was nice out. Not even close to South Florida or Texas hot. That's one of those things where you have to get out there and spend that time on the water. So you can't get them to come up. So sometimes you want to go ahead and try something that will go down there right above their heads, because a lot of times those fish will feed up. So you want something that will just go maybe like 5 feet or so above their head, like a swim bait, crankbait, something like that, that you can target those fish with to get them still to come up. But the thing about that is, once you throw those baits, and I showed that in one of the clips, once you throw that bait out there, that's going to pull all of those fish off of that cover. Some of them will still stay there, but a lot of them are going to get pulled off that cover. They're going to come towards the boat and they're going to know that you're there. So sometimes it may be good to go from a top water bait and then throw something like a shaky head, a jig, something that is going to get down there on the bottom. So that way, only a small number of those fish will follow that bait away if they do not bite. But if they bite, then hey, this time of year, sometimes it's one and done. You got to pack up and go ahead and leave and go to another spot, because they kind of know what's up. And then again, it does really depend on the lake. Lake Lanier, these fish, to me, in my opinion, are a lot smarter than some of the fish that are on Hartwell and say Russell. Those fish seem like they're aggressive. For me, whenever I fish those lakes, they're pretty much aggressive year round. So those are some fun lakes to fish for me. Lanier, you got to get out there, and it's kind of like a chess game. So you kind of have to get out there and put in some work to make things happen. But your question is, how do I get them on herring lakes when they won't come up? That is what I would try. I would try something that may get those ones that are down at the bottom, because even when you see those fish lining up, there's still going to be some on the bottom. Sometimes those are the bigger fish that'll be down there, so you may be able to pull one or two of those out of there, generally one. But if not, then you can throw something that goes down in the water column where those fish are at and can kind of get their attention. Spy bait, crankbait, what else did I say? Swim bait, hover rig. A lot of guys have been talking about that hover rig, so that might be something you want to check out. All right, then we have Kid Iraq says Delta Bass. He says, rock on, bro, great bag. Oh yeah, shout out to him for that. All right, he says appreciate it. All right, so yeah, like I said, guys, we can get in here. You know, it's all family, it's all friends in here, so we can get in here and brag a little bit, let everybody know we're out there handling some business. All right, then we have Big Mac says Arizona in the house. Shout out to Big Mac. Really appreciate you stepping in, subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that. All right, then Chauncey Davis says Abu Garcia has a 761. I'm picking, let me see, I'm picking up one for the 2-day coming up at Lanier. Oh yeah, that 2-day is coming up. We have a super tournament coming up on Lanier for the BFL, guys. So right now, my standing, I'm currently in 38th place. The last tournament that we fished, you know, I kind of dropped down a little bit. I can't remember. Did I have? Yeah. So, yeah, I remember now. So I was on the lake. Quick story, quick sidebar. So on the last tournament that we fished in the BFL, you know, my practice went great. I mean, you know how you have those days where practice goes pretty good. You know what I mean? So when I go out on tournament day, I catch one of my fish. It was kind of, you know, kind of beat up looking. I think by what was it, by 10 o'clock, I think I had 4 fish. It was either 9 something or around 10 o'clock. I had 4 fish, guys, but one of them was looking kind of flaky. I mean, whenever I first caught it, you could tell that it had spawned out or something like that, and it was just looking kind of tired. So when I would open the live well and look in there, we just kind of barely be moving around, and I was like, do I really want to take a chance of catching a penalty of having that dead fish in there and not being able to cull that fish out? So what I decided to do while that fish was live and healthy, I put him back in the water. That was the decision that I made. So now instead of having 4 fish, I was back down to 3. So I put him in the water, watched him swim off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to put in some work to make sure I don't regret that decision. So I start fishing, guys, and everything just goes dead on me. And I'm like, what are the chances? Why is this happening? So now I'm fishing, and I think an hour goes by, and I'm still sitting on 3 fish. Hour and a half goes by, and I'm still sitting on 3 fish. And I think 2 hours go by, and then I finally catch another one, and I think it was like after 12 o'clock or something like that. So I'm like, man, maybe I should have went ahead and kept that fish. So now I'm sitting on 4 fish. So now I'm fishing like crazy, trying to beat that deadline to when we have to go back and weigh in. Didn't work. Weighed in 4 fish. So I was in 31st place, going in with 4 fish instead of 5. It dropped me into 38th place overall. But to make the regionals, you just have to be in the top 45. So with this super tournament, my goal for that is just to maintain, just stay in that 30s range, so I'll you know, I can make it to the regionals. But yeah, so special shout out to Chauncey Davis. He is out there fishing on the co-angler side with that. All right, so he says spinning reel, that is. Oh yeah, that's a pretty high gear ratio for spinning reel. All right, then Kid Iraq says thanks, money. I'll give it a go again tomorrow. Oh yeah. What lake are you fishing? So Kid Iraq, where were you at? You weren't in Texas, were you? I can't remember what lake you said you fished, but yeah, drop it in the comments. What lake are you going to be fishing on? All right, so I see you guys are kind of slowing down in the comments a little bit. Let's see. Kid Iraq just dropped another one. He says, good luck at the tournament, gents. 400 plus boat high school tourney on Hartwell starting Thursday. Steer clear. It's a madhouse. Man, I bet it is going to be a madhouse with all of them out there. That sounds like it's going to be rough. All right, let me just take a look real quick, guys, just to see if there was another clip that I wanted to play for you guys. Hold on one second. Let me just drop this back out of here. What clip was this? All right, hold on one second, guys. Let me just take a look at something real quick. All right, there we go. So yeah, let me drop that out. All right, I might have one more clip that I want to play real quick for you guys. Let's see. Where did it go? Stream heat. Okay, here we go. This is it right here. All right, so let me just share my screen one more time and take a look at this last clip, guys. That's the one. All right, just bear with me. Like I said, it's a live show. Add to stream. Bring that up. All right, so let's take a look at this last clip. Again, this is another clip from me out on the water. Uh-oh, guys, look who we have checking in. Special shout out to the money team. We have Greg checking back into the live stream. He says, good evening, Money Bass. It's been a while. Oh, yeah, it's been a minute, man. Where you been? But then again, I guess you could say the same thing about me. Where was I at for the past 3 weeks? Had to take a little break, but all right. Special shout out to Greg. Then we have Joseph says feeding and let me see, bathing the baby only got so many hands. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, we all got to get out there and do the things we got to do. All right, so let me just share the screen again and let's take a look at this last clip, guys.
You may be able to go back and watch it on the replay, and you can still drop your comments and things like that in there because I do go back and check those. So what is today? Today is Monday. So drop in the comments and in the chat, what days do you think will be some good days to come out here and do these lives? And runs. Oh, I thought I had one, guys, but it was tapping something, but that wasn't a bite. So yeah, so here we go. So those fish were back here. You can see them all right here now. So they're just following my bait down there. A lot of times when they do that, they're just going to look at it and none of them are going to take it. But you never know. So you want to make each cast count. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, we have a few more people checking in. Welcome to the live stream, guys. We're just out here on the lake, offshore. The temperatures are starting to pick up. Feels like it might be already in the low 90s out here. So I'm not going to stay out here too long. Just want to check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. Show you guys a few things on these live systems, things that I figured out. And there was someone that did send me a message on my Instagram that needed some assistance. So I didn't forget about you. I will be reaching out to you so we can set up a live. Guess it'll be like an online on the water session. So I can help you get your system set up, get everything clear for you. So I just did another cast. And let's see, where did that cast land at? I think we are right back there. What was that? That was about 85 feet. There we go. And there's a fish coming straight over to it. Went right down to it. So maybe that one will bite. Let's see. Let's see.
All right. Yeah. So I don't think I had that queued up to the spot that I wanted. But yeah, so that was just the gist of this, guys. Just wanted to go over a few things. And let's see. So those spy baits. Somebody asked me about spy baits earlier. Let me see. Those are some A-rigs. Let me move those out of the way. But spy baits, yeah, I keep a box of those. So I'm kind of using those a lot. And then the other thing is my swim bait box. So those are a bunch of APIELE swim baits, guys. So I know everybody has their preference on what they like to use, but for me, kind of like those APIELEs, and those are actually the original APIELEs. I get those and I have them custom painted. So yeah, good deal with that out there on the water. All right, let me hop back into the chat real quick. And we've been running for about an hour, guys. Let's see. Let me just hop in here real quick. Where are we at? All right, so Joseph says, can't lie. That line looks good. Real easy to see. Oh, yeah. So that high vis yellow, it's Yozuri high vis yellow line, but I mean, I'm not really brand specific on that. Whenever I go into wherever whenever I'm looking for that braid, if I find the color that I need and the size line, then I pretty much, we'll run with that. All right, then we have LL Justice. Oh, LL Justice checking in. Says, wacky rig weighted Cinco. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I have to get another one of those tied on. I think I changed that out on one of my setups. All right. He says, let it drop over their heads when you see them rising on the live scope to investigate and get within a foot, then jerk the rod tip a bit. And if it's as if it's fleeing. Okay. Yeah. So that is a good technique. So who was that asked about was it Kid Iraq asked about how to catch those fish? So that is another finesse technique that you can use. So I haven't been doing that lately, but that is something that you definitely want to try. All right. Then we have Greg checking back in. Shout out to the money team. If anybody is interested in supporting the channel, make sure you hit that button down below. All right, so let's see. He says, been working, got to save up some. All right, then Kid Iraq says, Hartwell is where I've been concentrating on this year. Coming up to your home turf for the first time this fall and winter. All right, yeah, just stay in touch, man. Let's see, let's see. Then we have, who is this? Joshua checking in. Says, are you running the mask on the Mega Live? I have just put mine on to try to clear up the screen a bit more. If so, do you think it makes much of a difference? So no, I do not run the mask on mine. I never have put it on there. For me, I just kind of felt more comfortable having more information and getting to the point where I can decipher what information I need to use versus what I don't need to use. I have seen sometimes where my bait, it may have like a double image, and I think some people have mentioned that that mask would take care of something like that. But me personally, I haven't put the mask on mine. All right, then we have Joseph says, I think the Mega Live fix just released today. Oh, let's see. Do we have a special announcement? Let's take a look and see. So, and I guess you're referring to the for the Solix units, is that right? Just drop a quick comment on that. And let's see, maybe you're talking about those Solix units. But yeah, another update on the Helix units. To keep improving that Mega Live, that would be nice. I mean, I'm able to get some good results out of it already. But hey, won't hurt to improve a little bit. All right, then we have Kid Iraq says, LL Justice, I didn't try that, but sounds like a good idea. Tried a crankbait, shaky head, Texas rig, etc. They start to follow on the drop, but then just ignore it. Hey, that's what's going on this time of year. All right, then we have Greg says, I have a mix um reels with the high vis yellow and a couple with cigar smackdown. Both I'm happy with. Oh yeah, so that is definitely some good line. I have some of that cigar braided line. Um, but I generally use that smackdown for like frogs and stuff like that, which isn't really too often for me, depending on whenever I'm hitting Gunnersville or Eufaula or something like that. All right, then we have Joseph says, Yeppers to clear up the crosstalk with the 360. Okay, yep. So that was the case. All right, guys. All right, so yeah, so it looks like there is a new update released. So make sure you guys check out Big Jim Fishing. I'm pretty sure if there was an update released today, Big Jim is going to be on it. So shout out to Big Jim. All right, guys. So let's see. Let me get this one real quick. LL Justice says, I don't know whereabouts you're from, but here in Michigan, inland lakes, they can't resist that jerk. Okay, that jerk bait when they get close. That's the key. All right. He says, otherwise, they follow it down and lose interest without it. All right. And then Joseph says, don't get choked up. You know, I'm a Lawrence guy. Hey, everybody's welcome here, guys. We're all trying to get out here. I mean, life is short. You might as well enjoy it. So, as long as we can all get out here, share information, have some fun out on the water, make sure that everybody's coming home with a fish story to tell and not the maybe the fish that got away. Sometimes that's a good story to tell too. But we want to get out there and come back with some results. Some people maybe only have one day to go and fish in a month or 2 months or something like that. So you don't want to get out there and spend all of that time trying to figure things out whenever, maybe you can come here and there's some guys in the chat that may be able to help you out, give you some tips and things like that to help you have a productive day on the water. All right, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. I will continue doing those on the water lives just to kind of add a little bit, a little bit something different to the live streams. And I will start having other people come on to those lives. So if you miss the actual live stream, whenever I do those lives, remember, you want to catch them when they're live because it's a lot more fun to actually be participating in the chat and, kind of talking with the guys. We're building a community of people, like-minded guys that enjoy fishing. We're all out here just to, have some fun, make the most of it whenever we're out there on the water. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get the notifications whenever I do those on the water lives. Like right now, I do not have a set schedule for those. It really just depends on the weather for that day, what I have planned for that day. And sometimes if I see a window where I can get out there for 2 or 3 hours, that's what I will do. We will go live and we'll do the how would you fish it segments while we're out there on the water and have some fun with it. All right, let's see what else we have. We have Joshua says, thanks. You have been a big help with trying to get mine sorted out. All right, really, really appreciate that. And then Greg says, Big Jim's video was about setting up his new Solix G3 as the master, letting his Solix G2 only view the data. This cleared up his screen. All right, yeah. So I think that was kind of a workaround. But if they just dropped a new update today, then I would say definitely check that out. Maybe they figured something out with that helps out the Solix guys. All right, guys, really appreciate everybody tuning in. Please make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. And I want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of the live stream. He actually hit the channel with a super chat on the previous live stream when we were out doing the live. Special shout out to the lead attorney. So really, really appreciate that. Each week, guys, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, cash out to support the channel is the sponsor of the live stream. All right, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in, and make sure you catch me on the live when you see me out there on the water again. All right, guys, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.